What if the happiest day of your daughter's life became the day your husband tried to erase you as her mother? Maya thought she was walking into a graduation celebration. Photos, sweets, proud tears. But Vikram, her husband of nearly 2 decades, had been waiting for one perfect moment to drop a secret that would break their family, unless the daughter broke it first. And trust me, what Ria says next makes her father go completely silent. Maya wasn't rich. She wasn't the cool mom, but she was the kind of mother who never missed a parent-teacher meeting, even when she had a double shift. For 18 years, Maya did the same things: pack lunch, press uniform, braid hair, whisper prayers, clean scraped knees, sit by the bed when fevers hit at midnight. Ria grew into the kind of girl teachers called steady, the kind who didn't get pulled into drama, the kind who studied quietly and won loudly. And today, graduation day, Ria stood in their living room with her cap slipping sideways and her certificate shining on the coffee table like a trophy. Maya smiled at Vikram. "Say something. She did it." Ria laughed, glowing. "Dad, I didn't work this hard just for Mom to clap alone." Vikram didn't clap. He paced near the window like a man trying to outrun his own thoughts. Then he turned around, looked directly at Maya, and said, "She's not your daughter." And for a second, Maya genuinely thought she misheard. Because who says something like that on graduation day? Maya blinked. "What did you say?" Vikram's jaw tightened. "Ria isn't your child, Maya. She never was." Ria's smile vanished. "Dad, stop. What are you doing?" Maya's heart began to pound like it was trying to warn her. "Vikram, not today." But he stepped forward, almost proud of himself. "She's my daughter," he said, pointing at Ria. "But she's not yours. She's from my other wife." Other wife. The words didn't just hit Maya. They rearranged her entire life. And the next 5 seconds, decide whether this family survives. Maya's voice came out thin. "Other wife?" Vikram nodded, as if he were explaining something simple. "Before you, there was Alina. We didn't divorce. We separated. She had Ria. She couldn't keep her. I brought the child to you." Maya stared at him like her eyes could force the truth out of his face. "You brought her to me?" Maya whispered. "Like a package?" Vikram's lips curled. "You wanted to be a mother. You were desperate. I gave you what you wanted." Ria's hands balled into fists. Maya's knees went weak. But her arms moved on instinct. She reached for Ria's hand and held it tight. Ria didn't pull away. In fact, Ria squeezed back, hard, like she was the one holding Maya up. And then Ria spoke. Quiet, controlled. "Dad, you really chose today?" Vikram shrugged. "She's an adult now. She deserves the truth." But Ria's eyes sharpened, like she'd been waiting for this moment longer than anyone knew. And that's when she said something that made Vikram pause. "You want the truth? Okay. Let's do truth." Ria took one step forward. "You waited until I graduated," she said. Until Mom finally has stability. Until she can't just leave easily. Vikram scoffed. Don't lecture me. But Ria didn't stop. You didn't just hide something, she said. You used Mom. You used me. Maya's throat tightened. Ria. Ria turned for a split second, softer. Mom, stay with me. I'm okay. Then she faced her father again. And Dad, there's one problem with your story. Vikram frowned. What problem? Ria's voice dropped like a blade. I've known for years. And Vikram's face actually changed. Maya spun toward her. Ria, what? Ria swallowed. Not everything, but enough to suspect. She glanced at Vikram. When I was 12, I found papers in the old storage box. A hospital slip with a woman's name that wasn't Mom's. Vikram's eyes flicked away, too fast. Ria continued. When I was 15, Aunt Sarita said something when she thought I couldn't hear. That girl is lucky Maya doesn't know. Maya's breath caught. Vikram's sister knew? Ria nodded slowly. So I started looking. Quietly. I searched the name Alina. I tried to find anything. Vikram snapped. You invaded my privacy. Ria's voice didn't rise. It sharpened. You invaded Mom's entire life. Then Ria reached into the pocket of her graduation gown and pulled out a thick envelope. Maya stared at it. What is that? Ria held it up like evidence in court. A DNA report. That will prove I'm right. Ria's mouth barely moved. No, Dad. It proves something you didn't expect. And Maya felt the air change, like the house itself leaned in to listen. Ria opened the envelope slowly. I did the test, she said. With Mom. Maya's eyes widened. You tested me? Ria nodded, tears shining. I needed to know if I belonged. Vikram's smile started to slip. Ria looked down at the paper. Then she read, clear as daylight. Probability of maternity, 99.98%. Silence. Absolute silence. Maya's hands flew to her mouth. That means... Ria looked at her mother. It means you are my mother. Biologically. Vikram took a step back, like the floor had moved. And then, he whispered the word every liar hates. Impossible. Ria lifted her chin. The lab is accredited. I checked. Vikram's eyes darted to the door, then back, like he wanted to run but didn't know where. Maya's body shook, not with fear now, but with rage. I remember being pregnant, Maya said. I remember labor. I remember holding her in my arms. She stepped closer to Vikram. So tell me, what did you do? Vikram's mouth opened. No sound. Ria's voice cut in, calm and dangerous. Dad, tell us the real story. Vikram sank onto the sofa like his bones gave up. And when he finally spoke, it wasn't the confession Maya expected.
Alina was real,
He admitted.
but she wasn't my wife. Not legally.
Maya froze. Then why? Vikram rubbed his face.
Because I was terrified.
Ria didn't blink. Terrified of what? Vikram's voice cracked.
When you told me you were pregnant, I didn't know if the baby was mine.
And there it was. Not an other wife. Not a secret child. Just a man so insecure, he built a lie big enough to cage 2 people. But the twist wasn't over. Because Ria pointed at him and said, "That's not the worst part." Vikram stared at her.
What do you mean?
Ria's voice went quieter. "You didn't just lie." She looked at Maya. "Mom, do you remember how you always felt like you had to prove you deserved me?" Maya's eyes filled with tears. She remembered. The overworking, the guilt, the constant fear of messing up. Ria turned back to Vikram. "You wanted her to feel grateful," Ria said. "You wanted her to feel like she could lose me." Maya whispered, almost to herself. "That's why." Vikram flinched. And then Maya noticed something she'd ignored for years. The way Vikram's mother, Kamla, always treated Maya like an outsider. Like she didn't fully belong. Maya's voice sharpened. Kamla knew. Vikram's head snapped up. And Maya realized the lie wasn't one man's lie. It was a family plan. Before Vikram could answer, the doorbell rang. 3 slow rings. Ria and Maya both froze. Vikram's face drained of color. Maya walked to the door like she was walking into a storm. And there stood Kamla, Vikram's mother, holding a small metal box like it was sacred. Her eyes moved from Maya to Ria, then back to Maya, calculating. "I heard shouting," Kamla said. "Vikram called me." Maya's chest tightened. "So you knew." Kamla didn't deny it. She stepped inside, set the metal box on the table, and said something that made Maya's blood run cold. "This was always going to happen. I told him to tell you earlier." Maya's voice shook. "You told him to lie to me?" Kamla's expression didn't soften. "I told him to protect his home." Ria's eyes narrowed. "By destroying my mother?" Kamla ignored her and looked at Maya. "You were too proud, too independent. I warned him you'd leave if you ever stopped fearing loss." Maya stared. "You wanted me afraid." Kamla tapped the metal box. "And now you will understand why." Maya reached for the box, and Kamla said, "Open it, since you want truth." Maya lifted the lid. Inside were old papers tied with a faded ribbon, and a small diary. Ria leaned in. "What is that?" Kamla's voice was flat. "Your husband's record." Maya's fingers trembled as she untied the ribbon and pulled out the first document. Not a letter. Not a photo. Court papers. Stamped. Official. Maya's lips parted. What is this? Rhea read the top line and went still. Because it wasn't about another wife. It was about something else entirely. A paternity dispute filed 18 years ago. And the names on the paper didn't match Vikram's story. Maya flipped through the pages. Dates, signatures. A case that had been quietly withdrawn. Rhea scanned the document, then looked at her father with a stare that could cut stone. "Dad," she said softly, "you went to court to question my paternity?" Vikram's mouth tightened. He didn't answer. Kamla spoke instead, like she was proud. "He wanted proof, but the village would have talked, so we handled it privately." Maya looked at her. "We?" Kamla's eyes didn't waver. "A family protects itself." Rhea picked up the diary. "Whose is this?" Kamla said, "Vikram's." Maya's stomach twisted. "He kept a diary?" Kamla nodded once. "Read." Maya opened it. The handwriting was Vikram's. She recognized it from old bills he used to jot notes on. And the first line she saw made her breath stop. "If Maya ever finds out I doubted her, she will never forgive me. So she must never feel secure enough to leave." Maya's hands shook so hard the pages fluttered. Rhea read over her shoulder, and her face changed. Hurt first, then clarity. "He planned this," Rhea whispered. "He planned to break you slowly." Maya looked up at Vikram. 18 years, she said. "You didn't just lie. You built a cage." Vikram stood, suddenly angry, desperate. "I did what I had to do to keep this family together." Rhea's voice snapped like a whip. "No. You did what you had to do to keep control." And then Rhea said the sentence that finally ended Vikram's power in that house. "You don't get to call it family when it only works if my mother is afraid." Maya wiped her tears, but her voice was steady now. "Leave," she told Vikram. Vikram stared. "This is my house." Maya lifted the court papers. "We'll see what the law says about assets and fraud." Kamla stepped forward. "Maya, don't be dramatic." Maya turned to her, eyes blazing. "You raised him to think love is something you trap." Kamla stiffened. "I raised him to survive." Rhea moved next to Maya, shoulder to shoulder. "Then we'll survive without you." Vikram looked at Rhea, desperate for loyalty. "I'm still your father." Rhea held his gaze. "A father protects," she said. "A father doesn't weaponize his daughter to control his wife." Vikram's face crumpled. Anger, shame, panic all at once. He grabbed his keys and left, slamming the door like noise could fix what he broke. Kamla stood rigid for a moment, then followed, her footsteps sharp and offended. And then the house got quiet. Not empty, just free. Maya sat down like her body finally remembered it was allowed to rest. Ria knelt in front of her. "Mom, look at me." Maya did. Ria's eyes were wet, but her voice was firm. "I don't care about his story. I don't care what he tried to label me. You are my mother in every way. Even science agrees." Maya let out a shaky laugh through tears. "I spent years trying to earn the right to be your mother." Ria shook her head. "You never had to earn it. You lived it." Maya pulled her into a hug, tight like she was protecting her from the past itself. And after a moment, Ria looked at the graduation certificate still on the table. "We're still celebrating," Ria said. Maya blinked. "After this?" Ria smiled. Small. Real. "Especially after this." Maya nodded, wiping her face. "Okay. Our way." Ria stood and offered her hand. "Then let's make dinner. And tomorrow," she glanced at the court papers, "tomorrow we start a new life." Maya took her hand and stood up. And for the first time in 18 years, she didn't feel like she was borrowing motherhood from someone else. She felt what she should have felt all along. Unshakably chosen. Unshakably enough.